everybody. Welcome. I am Amy Williams, and I am here with my friend, Christina Krivolovic, to talk about Access Consciousness Foundation. Hey, Christina.
Hello, I'm so excited to be here and have this opportunity to talk about this.
Well, and you, as you are wont to do, said that you had a million questions about Access Consciousness and this foundation class. And with going along with your business, a million ideas, that makes total sense to me. So have at it, sister. What do you want to know?
Let's start with what is Access Consciousness Foundation?
So the foundation is a 4-day class in which you learn many tools of what is called access consciousness. So I'll back it up one step, and access consciousness is the body of work that is really my primary go-to in my energy work business, coaching business, whatever you want to call it exactly. My business is called Body Mind Energy Balancing, and access consciousness is it's a body of work where we teach people tools to have happier, healthier lives. So in a nutshell, there you have it.
That's awesome. Like, what are the tools?
A very good question. So the tools of access consciousness they're really slightly different than anything I had come across in 30 plus years of studying personal growth and spirituality and things like that. And they really work faster than anything else that I had found. And a lot of the tools that we use are actually questions, but there's a whole passel of things that a person will learn in the foundation, and that is what we call the tools. But for instance, a way that I would use a question in a session, let's just say you came to me and you said, Amy, I'm really stuck in my business and I've got this pain in my body and I blah, 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 blah. What can you do to help? And I would immediately start asking you questions, and I would, possibly in my head even, I would start out and ask the question, what is this energy? And I would begin a process with you of what we call energy facilitation. And energy facilitation is really a way to move energy and gain awareness of whatever is keeping the person stuck. So when we use a tool like asking a question, like, what is this energy? The first thing that it's doing is it's helping me gain awareness and helping open up a space that actually identifies that what we're looking at is an energy. And then we open the door to receiving what it could be about. And then we set about changing it with other tools.
Wow, that sounds really amazing. So if I sign up for the foundation class, what does that look like? What do we do in the class?
Well, we do a lot of consciousness facilitation, and that there are a lot of other tools, and the whole 4 days of foundation is it's known as, well, actually 5 days, because the prerequisite for foundation is access bars. You don't have to take an access bars class immediately preceding the foundation, but you do have to have had one before you take it. So if you take it all 5 days in a row, it's called 5 days to change your life. And we have a manual. It's, golly, I don't even know how many pages it is now because they put things in and take things out every year. But in the manual, it's chock full of tools. One of the tools that we would use a lot is something called the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement, which is kind of like a magic wand that helps you go into the subconscious mind and change the things that we are creating unconsciousness about. And you can Google it. Anybody who's watching this can look it up. I know you've heard about it before because we've chatted, but it sounds like a bunch of gobbledygook, but it's clearing out the things that we have conclusions and stuck energy around that are creating wherever we're feeling locked or blocked or not able to go past something. So that is one thing we would do a lot of. And what happens is when we get together is I have everyone tell me what their ask is for the class. Like, why are you here? What would you like to change? What would you like to have more of in your life? And what happens is just as we start talking about that, class begins. And then throughout the 4 days, we will go wherever we need to go in the manual. Like, let's say, we asked that question about your business or somebody else's issue, is, as it were, whatever's blocking them. And they said something like, well, I'm always having fears and blah, 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 blah. Well, I would go directly to a specific tool that deals with that type of stuck energy. And it's a whole section in the book dealing with something called Distractor Implants, which is a particular type of thing that is clearable and changeable. And you can use that batch of tools for that type of energy. Blame, shame, guilt, regret, anger, rage, fury, they're all sort of in that category. And the tools for that are particularly effective for those things. So then in the rest of the time, we would facilitate that, and that might lead to somebody else saying, but I have this going on. And then we would go to the part of the manual that dealt with that. Like, for instance, it may be something like, well, I get really mad every time somebody does blah, 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 blah. And then we uncover that the thing that is sticking them is a point of view that they have had since they were a child that may not have ever been something that was a conscious choice for them. But we would go to something called the 10 Keys to Freedom, which basically talks about no judgment of any kind and how those conclusions can be the thing that is sticking us. So we do that kind of stuff. And then we also do hands-on energetic body processes in the afternoon. So a bunch of it is sitting around doing, learning the manual, learning how to use the tools, and then facilitating change for people while they're there. And then at some point during each day, there's a time when we do some sort of hands-on body work or deep relaxation and change in the form of what is called an ESC that we listen to, which is energetic synthesis of communion. So we have lots and lots of different things that help people create the change they desire.
That sounds really fascinating and valuable. Why would I invest in this? Who is the perfect person for this class? Why should I sign up?
That's a fabulous question, because it is a bit of an investment. I'll be spending 4 full days with you. And so, in order to get the change you desire, you frequently invest to the level of what it is you'd really like to receive. And it's really for anybody who wants to change their life and wants the tools to do it as quickly and easily as possible. The last foundation that I taught, I had 2 people I had never met. They had never, well, one of them came and took a class from me before that, a month before, because she had signed up for it and she needed to take bars. But prior to her signing up for both bars and foundation, 5 full days, she didn't know me from Adam. She'd gotten on my website. She'd found that I did this deep dive kind of thing. And somebody came from another state and took it. And they just both were in the place of, this stuff's changing. And I've seen videos about access consciousness. I've heard some things that are really cool. And it feels like this is the thing for me. That's a wonderful, perfect storm of somebody who would be, just the right fit for this class. But also it can be people who are starting to look at possibly doing something in transformation, working with other people. But you don't have to be. You don't have to be on that path. So some people do want to do a different kind of work, and this class would be a way to start looking at doing this. But it can really be anyone.
That's what it sounds like. It really sounds like it's for anyone. And I think there's not a person in the world that hasn't felt stuck in their life and doesn't need a little transformation. So when is the next class?
I have one coming up next month, and hopefully whenever you're watching this, I will have one coming up next month. So every month or two.
Awesome. That's really exciting. Well, thank you for telling me more about it.
Thank you so much for asking the questions. And hey, anybody who's watching this, please take a look at A Million Ideas with Christina Krivolovic, because she is an amazing lady who loves to contribute to other people's businesses. And I really appreciate the way that you have contributed to having this conversation today, because I've been looking at this and playing with this for about 10 years. And sometimes you forget what other people don't know. So I appreciate your question so much.
Yes. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. Awesome.
All right. So, hey, if you're watching this, maybe you're seeing it on YouTube or someplace else, get a hold of me. You can go to amywilliams.us and check out the next dates on the classes page and poke around. There might be some freebies or other things, or check out more YouTube videos if you just want to get a sense of what the tools are and what you can do with them. So also check out accessconsciousness.com if you're not close to me, or you're like, that lady's a little bit too blah for me, because I tend to be a little bouncy. I know it can be annoying. So it's not just about me having you guys in my classes. It's about you creating the change you desire. So thanks for watching. Hope to see you in person someday. Thank you, Christina.